This week on the Dedicated server, Assassin's Creed Unity came out, and yeah, you'll hear us rant about that later.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of time to talk about that. Telltale also released details on their Game of Thrones game.
Blizzard also announced its first new IP in 17 years.
And all the Black Friday ads started to leak, Dan. I guess it's time to start planning your shopping trips at midnight.
You mean you're not already planned?
No, not really.
Shame on you. Anyway, I'm Dan.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is the Dedicated server. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Dedicated Discussions. As always, I'm Dan.
This is Jeremy.
And we are going to start off with something we've been very vocal about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about that first. I don't want to talk about that first.
You sure?
Yeah. How are you, Dan?
I'm okay. I've had a pretty relaxing week. Been
good.
Playing games I haven't played in a while.
What game's that?
Oh, just a whole slew of them. If you haven't heard, there's a website where like 901 free old school games that you can play in your browser.
Really?
Yes.
I think I heard something about that, but I didn't really follow up on it because I got distracted by something shiny or Star Wars.
It brings back all those memories of playing video games, the nostalgia factor, and then like an hour or two later, just like, yeah, this used to be gaming back then. And then you go pick up your next-gen game.
Oh, come on, there's still some charm left in those.
Oh, there is. It's just I can only take it in small doses. Like hour at a time.
What's the website again?
The website is down below here because I do not remember it off the top of my head.
Well, I will be sure to check some of those out because I'm sure they have some games on there that I want to play. Anyway.
By all means, go right ahead, Jeremy.
I like being right, Dan.
I would imagine so. Most people do.
Would you like to know what I was right about, Dan?
Ubisoft failing? Or Telltale games being awesome?
Both of those things, but I more mean Assassin's Creed Unity being, so far, pretty much a complete and utter failure.
Okay, let's take this from the top with this. The game looks incredible.
Sometimes.
There are certain moments when going through the areas with all the disgruntled, rioting Frenchmen, and it looks freaking awesome.
Except unless you're playing on a PC.
Yeah, the freezing and the crashing that's happening with the PC version is pretty bad. On top of that, PS4 and Xbox One are not without their issues. A lot of frame rate problems that have been noticeable, even by the people who don't really notice frame rate. And that's not even the biggest problem that they have right now. The biggest...
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this.
The biggest problem is an ethical one. Because they hid microtransactions from the review copies. They locked them out. There was an option in the menu, but it was locked out. You couldn't go into it. You couldn't view prices. And they were like, oh, hey, it's kind of like a parody satire of it, almost, some people thought. Other people were just like, why can't I see what the prices are? And some of the prices are a bit outrageous.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
For 20,000 credits, I believe it was, it's $99.99. Now, I've seen these prices in some other games before, but I mean, if you pay that much money in that game, that's pretty much an I win button.
It's kind of ridiculous. I understand that reviews can be embargoed because that was the other part of it. Reviews were embargoed on the game until noon of release day, and that means that for about 14 hours in most parts of the country, you could buy the game without really knowing what you were going into, because I'm pretty sure that reviewers would have warned people about the microtransactions.
Yes. This was a concern that came up months and months ago. I believe we mentioned this real fast. I was very vocal about it, about having microtransactions in the game, but they were assured it was just going to be little things for like costume things. and it got forgotten about 2 weeks later by the internet, which I don't know how that happens on the internet, but it did.
Yeah. I actually think that we talked about that in our Lost episode.
Maybe.
Where I cursed up a storm and we never released it.
Yes, that was the episode. But the game is not without its good points. The co-op.
It ends.
The co-op is fun. I mean, when you're going, you have a mission, objective is ahead of you, and 4 assassins just start crawling all over that building, taking their own paths, finding their own way, before someone inevitably screws it up and gets everyone detected. It's awesome up until that point. It looks fantastic, but it suffers from the same problems the entire series has.
And that's what happens when you rush a game out every single year.
Yes. I mean, it's a valid point to say that it's not the same team making it every year, and they do have a few years to make it, but still, leave room for innovation. Take the time to finish a game to make people want it.
I'll tell you what really worries me. It's not even about future Assassin's Creed games or Ubisoft. It worries me about the Division and Rainbow Six Siege. Because you know that the Division, of course, is going to be filled with microtransactions.
And also, it's Ubisoft as a game company now. I've been finding myself saying this quite a lot lately. They focus so much on little tiny details and making those details such a big part of the game that they don't look at the entire picture of the game.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Yes, there are some fantastic features in Assassin's Creed Unity. The co-op, the size of the crowds, etc., all the things they've been marketing to us for a year now. It's fantastic. But everything else just kind of feels forgotten or just recycled from the last one.
I don't really know where they go from this game. I haven't played a whole lot of it or anything like that, but I don't really need to.
Well, this is where they're going from this game is they're going to look at the sales, see how many people bought it, and if enough people bought it, they're going to make another one.
I guarantee you that enough people bought it. Yes. I mean, in my neck of the woods here in good old Mentor, Ohio, there is none at the store. I think GameStop has a few, but like Walmart's out. Target has a couple, but that's probably also helped by the buy 2 get 1 free sale this week.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's nowhere. It sells like crazy, and I just don't understand why gamers won't put their feet down and say, "Look, we want something different." Until you give us something different.
Because of advertising and hype. Advertising and hype.
I thought we were past this as gamers, though. I remember when the first PlayStation and Dreamcast all that came out, and everybody was blown away by cutscenes. That you could sell a game just on cutscenes, and it didn't even matter if it was a piece of garbage or not.
Well,
I thought we were past this.
I don't think we are past this. I think we're getting close to being past it. People are starting to get angry.
But clearly we're not, because they vote with their wallets and they're still buying the games.
Because you have to look at it from... okay, you and me, we play video games a bit more than an average person in our age group. Wouldn't you agree?
How old are you trying to tell people I am, Dan?
How old am I making myself sound? Okay, we play a decent amount of video games for our ages, and people our age don't take it as seriously as we do. If they have the money and it looks cool, they'll be like, you know what? People are saying it's kind of good. I'll try it.
But you know, it's the same. These are the same people that don't even care about campaign modes anymore. I don't know how many people that are younger than me buy Call of Duty every year and then come and I talk to them about it. I'm like, I don't like the campaign modes are short, or they don't make sense, or it doesn't feel like they put any effort, and they say, who cares? I just want multiplayer. For them, it's all an online. That's the disconnect. When we were younger, we didn't have online multiplayer to distract us. We had the game.
Yes.
And if you beat the game, you were the envy of all your friends because you beat the game. It wasn't, oh man, I really gave that guy a cool headshot, bop, 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 or anything like that, all barking into your microphone like my little brother used to do. But it was, oh hey, I made it to the end of Final Fantasy VII, who wants to touch me? The disconnect is real, and it really bothers me because I am not a multiplayer gamer. Maybe that is because I'm 30 and I don't want to go on and trash talk kids over a microphone or earn that sniper rifle or anything like that. I want a good story and I want an enjoyable game for $60. That's all I want.
Now, adversely, I am a little bit younger than you.
Oh, jeez.
I'm 5 years younger than you, okay?
Oh my god, I didn't even know it was that much. I thought it was like a year.
Don't let the hairline fool you. Anyway, I am a little bit younger. I get into games just for multiplayer sometimes, but those are usually games meant just for multiplayer, like the MMOs, or a game such as Evolve, Left 4 Dead. And these are games I look for, which I don't just buy them. I talk to my friends who I play games with online, and we discuss over which ones we want, which ones we are trying personally, and we kind of trade how we feel about the games, decide on it, and if it feels like something we want to play as a group, we'll all get the game.
But you can do that and have an offline experience. And perfect. I don't understand why a game like Assassin's Creed or Uncharted or anything would need a multiplayer mode anyway, as good as some of them are.
Well,
why does a game like Uncharted need a multiplayer?
It doesn't. You're absolutely right. I can
put
understand the co-op that is in Assassin's Creed Unity. The PvP matches in the older Assassin's Creed games, Assassin's Creed 4, I didn't find it fun.
No,
I didn't. I played a few matches. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'd rather be running across rooftops, diving and stabbing people with my blades, rather than trying to hide on a bench and hope he doesn't pick me out of the crowd.
The last thing I'll say about multiplayer is this. The only multiplayer experience I have enjoyed since I bought my first PlayStation 3 was Little Big Planet. And that was only because I needed those other people to play with me.
Okay. My stance on multiplayer is it can be a great time if you have a group of friends that you actually enjoy it with. It's not about being that 6-year-old who somehow got his hands on Call of Duty and is teabagging everyone.
You trying to say I don't have any friends, Dan?
No friends with good taste in gaming except me.
Oh.
And I'm a PC gamer.
I have quite a few friends that are probably going to be really mad at you just
Probably. Probably. But they're not PC gamers now, are they?
That's because PC gamers are stupid.
PC gamers have the best games.
Anyway, okay, basically what we're telling you is, if you've played the last couple Assassin's Creed games, you've played the new one, only the new one is really wonky and has microtransactions, so don't play it.
We spent way too much time talking about this, more time than I wanted to.
Alright, what we are excited about are the next two topics.
Yes.
Telltale Games this week released the first bit of info about their new Game of Thrones game.
It's not much at all, but it's enough to get people excited.
Considering that it's coming out within the next 50 or so days, I actually kind of like this. It feels like, okay, really bad analogy, and everybody that's listening is about to turn us off, but it's kind of like when Beyonce last year just dropped her album out of nowhere on iTunes.
I want to turn us off.
I kind of wish that they were doing that. We knew, in that instance, nobody knew it was coming until the day it happened. In this instance, it would have been, how awesome it would have been for a week, maybe a week before it happened, to get everybody ready. That they're like, okay, everybody, go on your PlayStation networks, go on a PlayStation Store, the Xbox Arcade or whatever it's called on Xbox, and in a week, Telltale's dropping a Game of Thrones game that's just like The Walking Dead. Boom. No info, no nothing. Telltale Game of Thrones is coming out in a week. you're welcome.
People would buy it. Fans of that series are rabid for anything Game of Thrones.
Yes. Basically, what they told us was it's going to take place between seasons 3 and the end of season 3 and the beginning of season 5 of the show.
And your house that you participate in or you're part of is House Forrester, I believe.
Yes. Has not appeared on the show, but is part of the source material, books. So it's still in continuity. But one of the cool aspects, I think, is that you get to play as 5 different characters, and every decision just like all other Telltale games, the decisions you make with other players affect the other 4. It sounds really intriguing.
It's a mechanic I've seen toyed around with over the years, never fully done to my satisfaction.
But if somebody's going to do it correctly in this case, I think it's Telltale.
Yes.
I've actually been playing the first Walking Dead over again this week. I got it as part of the Target sale that was happening this week, and it looks gorgeous, and I forgot how enjoyable that game is.
Now, Jeremy is a bit of a bigger fan of Telltale games than I am.
It's because I have taste.
That's because I don't play console games, and it's not as easy to get on PC at first.
How do you get it on PC then, Dan?
Well, Steam. I mean, I can get it. It's just...
Okay.
It
Once and
takes up
for
my
all,
computer.
though, you're saying this... Everybody that has listened to the show before knows that if you could get a PlayStation 4 tomorrow, you would.
Yes, I would. I absolutely would. But my PC will always be more important to me.
Yeah.
Like, even last gen console when I had my PS3, the time dedicated between my PC and my PS3 is probably like a 1-to-5 ratio, and that is generous.
Oh boy. Basically, everybody needs to keep their eye on the PlayStation Store and the Xbox. It's Xbox Arcade, right? I haven't played an Xbox in forever.
I believe so.
Okay,
That's what those crazy kids are calling them these days.
Yeah, since we have a video game chat show, we don't know what anything is about video games. Anyway, basically keep your eyes peeled on those. When this game comes out, expect a full report because I'm going to play the hell out of it.
Absolutely, and as always, they were going to deliver an excellent story.
Because Telltale is great.
Well, I mean, it's in the name of the company, Telltale. They tell tales.
You know what else? You know what I've actually been playing this week, Dan?
What?
Like I said, I took advantage of the buy 2 get 1 free sale at Target. And
yes, you did send me that picture of that giant stack you got.
Yeah, I got 6 games. Didn't cost me as much as I thought it was going to. And I got Shadows of Mordor, which I have not tried yet. I got The Evil Within, which I also haven't tried yet, but I think I'm going to play that tonight when we're done with this.
Yes, I know you've been looking forward to that one specifically.
The game that I got that I've been playing the most is Alien Isolation.
Of course.
Yes.
How many pairs of pants have you gone through?
Almost one, actually. They did such a good job with the atmosphere of this game. Let me tell you. There was a part where I'm in the ship that I'm boarded on, and I'm walking around the hallways, and as I'm walking around, you can hear like footsteps and clinks on ceilings and that, but I walked by a room and a light started moving out of nowhere, and there was no music, there was nothing, and the light just started moving, and you hear clicks, and that's it. Oh god, it was terrifying. I honestly stood there as the character for a minute, and I actually didn't want to go in the room at all. But I'm not too far into it so far, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it yet, but it's a pretty fun game. I'm not the best first-person shooter player. I'm really not, but the controls are pretty easy, way easier than I thought they were after playing it in San Diego. There is a couple of wonky parts where the soundtrack doesn't match up with the cutscenes. I've noticed that a little bit, and the frame rate drops ever so slightly here and there. But on a whole, I am very happy with it so far.
All right.
So pick it up.
Well, now let's talk about what the thing that excited me the most this week.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Almost,
I just hit my microphone.
Almost right after we finished recording last week's episode, Blizzard announced its new IP in 17 years. First new one in 17 years.
That's
A long time. I mean,
pretty old.
World of Warcraft, StarCraft, I mean, all of that. It's just been carrying through those.
That's actually insane. That was...
Yeah, because Hearthstone is based off of the universe already set forth. And yes, technically, according to the people from Blizzard, all their games exist in one big universe over the years, technically. But this is its first new IP, and it looks like a Pixar movie. I'm talking about Overwatch, and I swear to God, if they don't make this into a movie with the game, they are missing out.
After watching the trailer that they released at BlizzCon last week, if they already don't have the movie in production or done,
it looks like that is the prologue to a movie that already exists.
I will say this: I am not a World of Warcraft player. I did play StarCraft back in the day, but I am not a World of Warcraft player. I would play this game.
Now, as for what the game looks like, if you haven't seen the gameplay trailer yet, it's a mix between Team Fortress 2 and League of Legends, it looks like. It's a first-person shooter, first one Blizzard's ever done, and it takes those mechanics that you find in Team Fortress 2 of point defending, objective taking, etc. Not so much deathmatch. They said they're not going to have that. And then they throw in the ability to choose your character or champion, if you would, if you're a League of Legends player. And each one has their special abilities, their uses, and you try to find the best team that works together while countering the other team.
I wish this would come out for a console. I hate to...
Like, it's Blizzard. It's not going to come out for a console.
I understand.
We know this.
That's where the disconnect is. I can't... I don't know why this is. I can't figure it out. No matter how hard I try, no matter how often I try, I can't get excited or play PC games. I just can't. I don't know why it is. I can't play with a keyboard, Dan. I can't do it.
Well, I don't play with a keyboard half the time myself.
I need a controller. I think that's what it boils down
Here's
to.
the thing.
I have to play with a
I
controller.
perform much better with a mouse and keys.
See, but then I get my hand on a gaming mouse, and it's like a foreign object to me. I'm not built. I guess my brain just isn't built for PC gaming. That might make me sound like an idiot, but I need a controller. Just give me a controller.
Well, I mean, it's a skill. You can't take a PC gamer and expect him to be the best first-person shooter on console immediately. This has been an argument between me and Jeremy that's been going on a long time and probably will go on much, much longer.
Yeah. But at the same time, the IP itself looks amazing.
I do have some concerns because the gameplay does look 90% a ripoff of Team Fortress 2.
But, I mean, everything's a ripoff of everything.
Yeah, yes. I understand. I have concerns, but it's a game I have very high hopes for, and that is a lot coming from me because I've been burned a lot by some video games I've been looking forward to.
Yes.
I've had those breakups with video games, and it's just not nice.
Wait till you get your hands on Far Cry 4 this week, and Troy Baker's villain's barely in it.
I heard that.
That game's getting phenomenal reviews, by the way, everybody.
Yes.
I haven't seen anything less than 9.5 or 4.5 out of 5 stars.
It's been on the top of our list the entire time. Okay, moving along.
So, one of the main attractions for Black Friday every year is video game deals. It's one of the things that stores like to focus on. Brings a lot of people into the stores. Now they're getting a lot of online sales for them. All of the Black Friday ads, save for GameStop, they all leaked this week. And there's some pretty decent deals. Heavy focus on Xbox One. What do you think of that?
Well, here's the thing with Black Friday deals. They don't come... not all of them come from the retailer. A lot of them get handed down from the manufacturer. And as we've said many times before on the show, Xbox One is Microsoft. They're trying to make up a lot of ground.
Yes.
And this is just another step towards it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make more money by lowering prices again.
Yes. Now, they, to their credit, they're putting out some cool bundles with Xbox One systems. Target is getting a Xbox One bundle for $329.99, and on top of that, when you buy it, you get a $50 gift card for Target. That also comes bundled with Assassin's Creed Unity and Black Flag digital downloads. So if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, after everything we just told you earlier in the episode,
if you're stuck around this long,
here's what you could do. You could go on a video game code site or deals site and sell your Assassin's Creed codes to somebody who actually wants them and make even more money back that you spent on the system already. I know a lot of people that do that kind of thing.
Did any other deals catch your eye?
At Target, they have a lot of games. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, a lot of the doorbusters are going to be last gen.
I saw on one site for something that last gen Xbox 360 is going for $100.
Yep. There's not a lot of steep drops on the PlayStation 3 that I've noticed. Some of the newer games that are on sale at Target, $25 for The Evil Within, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Shadow of Mordor. You know what's a popular game in all the sales is Watch Dogs.
Really?
Boy, that game flopped. Yeah.
Really? One of the first episodes ever on this channel was about how much of a disappointment that game was, and how the internet was in an uproar about it.
Yeah, well, at most stores on Black Friday, you're going to be able to get it for $30, basically. The weird thing is, usually a lot of the newer games that come out are heavily discounted. Target's not really doing that themselves. Stuff like the Master Chief Collection, WWE 2K15, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Destiny, Far Cry 4, Smash Brothers for Wii U. That stuff's going to be retail price, which is $59.99, and you get a $15 gift card with each one you purchase. So, I mean, it takes the sting out a little bit, but, I mean, full price.
All they're trying to do is get your money for a later date.
Yeah, and then the last thing they're offering is actually a pretty good deal. Marvel, Disney Infinity, and Skylanders,
those were all over every ad I saw.
Yeah, the Trap Team, those are going to be on sale for $40 for the starter packs, and all the single characters are only going to be $10.
Yeah, I'm really surprised about how much they are pushing those this year for Black Friday.
Yeah. And that Assassin's Creed bundle for the Xbox One is at just about every store. Best Buy, however, on Xbox One has Shadow of Mordor, Wolfenstein, and Titanfall all on sale for $25. Titanfall for $25 sounds mighty enticing to me.
Absolutely.
Alien Isolation will also be on sale for next gen at Best Buy for $30, along with Rise for Xbox One. And the $25 games kind of run the gamut. It's pretty much the same titles at every store, save for one, which we will get to in a minute. So that might be something you want to pick up. Toys R Us is having a giant sale on last-gen games. Pretty much last-gen. I don't think anything next-gen is going to be on, but it's buy one at full price and get the next one for $1.
Wow.
So if there's any last-gen games you want, that might be something you might be interested in. I mean, $1. Literally $1.
Okay.
The winner, if you're a video game fan, you're going to want to go to Walmart, unfortunately. Walmart has an exclusive Xbox One bundle that they have on sale. Other stores will carry it, of course, and I think they already have it in stores. But they are going to have the Xbox One Halo Master Chief Collection bundle on sale for $329 with a $30 gift card. So basically you're paying, after you subtract the gift card, you're paying $300 for a new Xbox One with the Halo Master Chief Collection included.
That is impressive. If there's a day that anyone gets an Xbox One and you're listening to this channel, it's that day.
Yeah, they're going to have controllers on discount. They're going to have some of these deals online as well. So make sure you're checking the websites. That way you don't have to go out anywhere on Black Friday. On Thanksgiving, while the turkey's cooking, you can just go on the website and get all these deals, and you won't have to go anywhere. They're also the only store that's going to have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on sale. They have hundreds of video games for sale, man. I mean, hundreds. Next gen and last gen.
Alright.
Walmart is definitely the place, unfortunately, that you're going to want to go get video games from. They also have the cheapest price on the Disney Infinity Marvel packs. What do you think about Disney Infinity Marvel, Dan?
I feel like it's the Pokemon from the new generation. That's what it feels like to me. The way my generation looked at it, new generation's looking at this one. As to having to buy the new characters as they come out, it's delivering microtransactions to kids.
Last week we talked about maybe having some video game picks for handhelds and that kind of thing for this week. We're going to push that to next week. With the Black Friday ads leaking, we figured you guys will want to know about the sales that were going on first. So look for that next week. What are you going to pick up for Black Friday, Dan?
For Black Friday? Well, this is the first Black Friday I'm ever actually going to do shopping on.
Are you actually going to go to the store?
Yeah.
Oh, I should say, most of these deals are going to start in stores this year. About Toys R Us and Target are opening at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving this year for these. Walmart opens at 6, and Best Buy opens at 5 as well. So, eat an early dinner, guys.
I'll have to wait for GameStop's ads to come out at some point.
To be honest with you, GameStop usually doesn't have... They usually don't have...
They usually have a good trade-in value.
Trade-in, and then they usually put, like, PlayStation Plus subscriptions on sale for, like, $10 off.
Yes.
And Xbox Live subscriptions for $10 off and that kind of thing. They get the same bundles and same games at the same prices as everybody else as far as new games. Very rarely do they have a different deal.
If you watch this video and want to hear more of our voices in the future, make sure to click the subscribe button as it pops up.
If you want to discuss games and that sort of thing, you can always like our Facebook page, The Dedicated Server.
And don't forget to leave a like on your way out onto the YouTube.
Follow us on Twitter and tell us that we just don't know what the hell we're talking about. I'm at Jeremy Ohio.
And I'm at Radical Dan with 2 N's.
2 N's. Very original. Dan.
Until next time, I'm Dan.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is The Dedicated Server.